Your weekly dose of dicks. Right now on the Dicks Show.
It's Friday night. Welcome back, everybody, to the Dicks Show.
What's happening?
That's right. DJ Riches, myself, Richard Mixon, the lovely Miss Tiani, the producer to my right. Got a crazy show for you planned tonight. We're going to be introducing some new content. That's the big word on the internet, right? Content. That's what you call it. Content. We're doing content.
Okay.
Let's jump right into it. Graduation's going on right now. What the hell is everybody doing for graduation since we can't walk across the stage? We can't toss our hats in the air and do all that sort of stuff. If you're on the show right now and you're watching us live, let us know. Give us a little note right there and say, hey, we all drove our fancy cars around and down the street with holding up signs and all that sort of stuff. We'd like to know right here on the Dick Show.
So, graduation. I got a big announcement.
Yeah.
My oldest, Faith Marie,
Yeah.
graduated yesterday. Technically, she officially finished high school.
Oh, nice.
Oakdale High School, class of 2020. Shout out, Faith Marie. I love you, baby.
I used to do this little shuffle with my feet like on Breakfast Club, and when she was a little kid, she used to look at me and laugh her ass off. She thought it was hilarious. I loved it. It was great.
That's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. How was your week?
It was great. It was great. Back to work, all sorts of fun things to deal with, but it's not about my week, Rich, and how it was. It's about our viewers and how their week were.
How was everybody's week?
How was everybody's week? And I would tell you to text or email the Dick Show if I had the piece of paper in front of me reminding me all this stuff. So I'll get that handy next break, and you can chime in on the text line, or of course right here on Facebook where you guys are watching us live.
Don't forget, if you are on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, check us out, leave us a comment, let us know what you like, let us know what you guys want to hear. We'd appreciate all you guys' feedback.
Yes, absolutely. And I thought about graduation. We can't you can't walk the stage, we can't do the big graduation parties, but there are alternatives. And I feel like if we can all go into Walmart or Lowe's, why not hand the sheet to somebody, and they could get on the PA and they could announce the names and they could just call it Wilma Fingerdew, Howie Felter Snatch.
There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Like, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on.
And then wait, and then when you got done and they said, I now pronounce the graduating class of 2020, and then everybody throws their gloves and their masks up in the air.
That'd be exciting,
right? Because we don't have tassels because they didn't give any of that out.
Why is some of that stuff essential and some of it's safe and some of it's not?
I don't know. We talked about that till we're orange in the face on this show. So people have their reasons because the government says so. Rich,
I agree. But congratulations again to all the graduating class of 2020. I know there's a lot of you out there. What is everybody out there doing to celebrate? Are you guys driving around like crazy people? I've seen the parades. Right. You can't buy flowers. You can't buy balloons anywhere. It's just exciting. I mean, it's unprecedented times, but it's still something exciting and something that we're all proud of our graduates 2020, our future. Let's give them a future to actually come back to. That's a good thing. So.
I'll tell you what I'm doing, Rich. I am drinking tonight to celebrate people who are graduating. Even though we don't have anybody in this house,
no,
we'll still cheers to it,
Absolutely. That actually brings me to my next point. So we have a new segment that we're starting this week, and I know a lot of you guys have reached out to us and said some stuff to us about what are you guys drinking, what's going on. So the new thing we have going on this week is the Liquor of the Week segment. So this week, in honor of Memorial Day, the liquor of choice this week is Bullet Rye 95. It's an American whiskey, right? An American rye whiskey. So that's what we're enjoying. So
it's tasty.
Mr. Mixon, I salute to you.
Cheers, Mr. Producer.
Happy Memorial Day.
Cheers. Happy Memorial Day. Indeed.
What else is going on out there?
Woo.
Oh, well, speaking of liquor, the Saddle Rack's closing, actually. I just read about that. So, Saddle Rack, for anybody that's not familiar, it's a country western bar. Huge facility, huge country western bar.
That's sad.
It's kind of like the Disneyland of country western bars, actually. It's a place in Fremont. It's been open 40 years, and you go. It's insanity there. You can go there. There's a giant stage, full production, front of house sound system with line array speakers up there and a big lighting system.
It was a big deal.
Yeah, and like if you were like the band there was kind of the resident band, and they played there. A good band, played lots, and they're not just country. They
was
would
it
play
just one band? Was it like the same band every week, or?
I think so. I think every Friday night was one band, but they would play. A party band. It wasn't just country music. They'd play, top 40 stuff in between too, and then they'd line dances. But then around the perimeter of the facility, actually were like these booths, and somebody I know on her on her birthday was laying down in like this I don't know if it's a massage chair or anyways, laying back in the alcohol and not woohoo, and then there was a mechanical bull and stuff in there at the saddle rack. But I mean, it makes sense that it makes sense that that there's it's a huge facility, and so
it is a big deal. And they were, I mean, I'm sure they were making a bunch of money. I mean, but
I'm gonna miss it.
How long can you be closed and expect to come back?
Yeah, and I mean, it was a huge space. It had to be close to 100,000 square foot in there. So, I mean, that's a major lease, major monthly payment that you have to make on that, and you're not open doing any business. And then when you do open, you're not packing hundreds and thousands of people in there anymore. Obviously, everybody's got to be 6 feet apart. You can't. I mean, like they're going to tilt people back and pour stuff out. I'm sorry, sir. You have to have a mask. Let me wear a coffee filter.
You got skills. If you're pouring drinks from like 6 feet in the air,
away,
right?
Giant funnel.
You have a hole. You have a hole in the mask, and you're like, okay,
right.
Checking your temperature. Like, well, I'm sorry. Well, cool me down with some liquor, and I won't have a fever anymore. And it's kind of
maybe that works.
I don't know. But what's everybody doing? I know that there's some stuff that's opening back up, and I know everybody's excited. And they announced that some of the restaurants were now going to be having dine-in places to eat. But I know everybody's waiting for the bars and nightclubs. I know me personally, yes, but at the same time, you want to be able to go out and enjoy a beverage, have a good time. I know there's a few that are actually opening up, but one of the things that Scott brought to my attention this week is the Speakeasys out there.
Well, actually not the Speakeasys, but what I was reading actually an article in Wall Street Journal, and I've been saying this all along that when you create laws that are kind of punitive in nature, it lessens the respect for other laws. It's a great article in the Wall Street Journal, actually, where they compared the laws of prohibition to what we're going through right now. And one of the things they said, we all kind of know that nobody, gave a flying fuck about the prohibition laws back in the 20s and early 30s. But they dived into it a little bit, and they said, violent crime increased every year from 1920 until repeal. Homicide rates dramatically rose. A study of Chicago homicide records showed that the rate of non-alcohol related homicides increased. So it kind of, this whole thing created a general sense of lawlessness because we're not following these laws that are on the books, so maybe we just don't respect law.
Yeah, but there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. I mean, you're trying to tell me that because of the coronavirus that a couple of goofballs rush into Costco, steal $250,000 worth of jewelry?
They caught him, right?
They caught those two guys.
I heard they caught him. One of them was already in jail.
And the other guy had face tattoos, so go figure. But no, it drew a correlation to during that time that actually, let me find it here. Well, anyways, the president at the time, Harding, was freely drinking. There was a guy known to go through the Senate chambers that was known as the guy in the green hat that was an alcohol distributor.
Nobody knew his name.
And the guy in the green hat. That's kind of I'd like to be the guy in the green hat, going around and in the alcohol. And he said he actually said 4 out of the 5 people, 4 out of 5 senators drank alcohol either in their office or their home. And then, here we go. Particularly damaging are violations by officials who impose the reactions. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot went to a salon to get a haircut. New York Mayor Bill de Blasio headed to YMCA for a workout. So,
I went to the barbershop today.
Did you?
I did.
The barbershop was open?
No. Maybe.
You know somebody.
Hey, like Tiani would say, I'm known.
There we go.
I'm known.
Did not say
but
I'm known.
Finally, it also brought into light the fact that if we narrow this down, just speaking strictly California, it's a large state and it's the 7th largest economy in the world, right? You can't have this application of this very stringent law across the entire state when you have some counties way the hell up north that don't have a single infection.
You ever driven out there?
It's really loud banjo music. I try and stay. I've actually had to drive up there back when I used to drive a service truck.
You know what's crazy?
Carlos has driven up there.
You know what's crazy is when you start. We have family in Oregon, so we'll drive up there once in a while. Down, up. I guess not down. It's up the Highway 5, right? And you see signs like it says, state of Jefferson.
Yep.
Jefferson State. They're like, well, we're not even.
There's even a place called Pinoche when you drive south. But finally, just kind of to wrap.
Don't you find Pinoche when you go south all the time?
Well, you can. You got to be careful there.
It may or not be. I think there's a little Pinoche Road too.
Yeah, there is. And maybe there's a big one too.
But if you go south, then they're not always.
Stay
little.
off the big one. So just to kind of draw this whole Wall Street Journal thing to a close is that you have these small rural areas that are looking at these restrictions and saying, why do we need to follow those? Excuse me, and they're not. And then that transfers over to people in the state that actually should be maybe following the regulations, looking and saying, well, these guys over here aren't. And so maybe the state ought to not have this dragnet law that affects everybody, and maybe we ought to go a little bit more county by county.
That's where I want to bang the table. That makes me want to bang the table because, I don't know, okay.
Does he want to bang the table?
Well, no, there's restaurants and bars opening today. What is different today than yesterday? What is different yesterday than last week?
The governor said so. That's what's different about it.
But are we safe? Are we not safe? I mean, what do you guys think out there? Are we safe? Are we not safe? Should we be opening? I know we've asked this question 100,000 times. We beat this to death. But, if you look at Facebook on a regular basis, I mean, you got friends that aren't friends anymore because you're an idiot. You shouldn't be, out and about. You shouldn't be at the bars. You're selfish for wanting to go out to eat.
Wear a mask.
Yeah. Cook your own chicken. It's angry. Make your own fucking ice cubes. I mean, whatever the situation may be, but people are mad about it. And I think there's, I was watching the news this morning, and I haven't been watching the news a lot lately, just because it's depressing. But they opened the Hard Rock in Wheatland, and there was a line like the freeway.
Where's Wheatland at?
Yes.
Okay. There's a Hard Rock there.
They call it Hard Rock Sacramento, but it's really in Wheatland, which is.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if it was one of those weird towns like Prunedale or something like that.
Yeah,
there,
I mean, like.
They have wheat there.
I'm torn.
Any questions?
I'm torn. Like I have kids. I have several children, 5 to be exact, 4 that live with me, and I want to keep my kids safe. Don't get it wrong, but I also. Am I in danger? Am I not in danger? I want to go to the casino too. I want to be in that casino line.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't have any desire to go to a casino. Neighbor John chiming in said that there is actually a vaccine. Oh, wait, maybe that is a different John.
No,
that's not Neighbor John. That's John Bissett. Hey, John, how you doing?
Hi, John.
That there's a vaccine announced. I'd like to know if Bill Gates has had his grubby dick beaters on that anywhere near that vaccine, because if he has, I'm not doing it.
Why?
Just, you know what? It's just straight up inject me with the Rona. Let me go through it and quarantine the whole house here, and then just move on.
I don't know. I'm not too concerned about it. I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to Vegas next month.
Yes, we are.
Super. Oh, we are.
We are. I think we are.
Did you book?
I'm going to ride my bicycle there. That seems like the only safe form of transportation at this point.
Why?
We'll drive.
Because if we drive there and we get flat tires, and if we fly there, I'll get the Rona. So.
Oh, dude, I got a great deal. I got a great deal. Shout out to Carlos out there. John, Big John checking in. He's a first responder. What are you thinking, John? What are you thinking? Are we safe out there? Are people dying from the Rona all over the place?
We're a polarized nation that hates one another because we are willing to go out without masks on our face.
I could bring the RV. Let's just all caravan out there.
That's a good idea. Can you wait? It's an RV or is it a trailer?
You guys
it's a trailer.
Bought your ticket.
You can't ride in a trailer when it's moseying on down the road, though. Well, that's true.
Some people frown upon drinking and driving too.
That's right, and I call those people the cops.
It happens. John's saying it's not safe out there.
It's never safe out there. Well, I guess it depends on what your definition of out there is, anyways, because it's a big out there. I don't know. It's a crazy world. Let's take a quick break. After this, let's talk a little bit about Takashi and Snoop and all sorts of people saying all sorts of stupid things and people in jail and all sorts of things like that.
We'll be right back.
Back after this.
These two just can't be beat. It's the Dick Show.
Do you really want me?
everyone. Back on the Dick Show.
Hey.
Hey, here we are.
Hey, we're back. We're back.
Back on a Friday night.
If you're checking us out on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're not on YouTube, make sure you check out our YouTube channel.
We would like subscribers on the YouTube because we need to hit a certain threshold so that we can have a URL that's, where we can actually say like youtube.com/the Dicks or
Scott,
whatever we want to call it.
Mr. Mixon, you are one of the smartest people that I know. What does the URL actually stand for?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. After the next break, I might have an answer for you on that.
Okay.
How's that?
Okay. But no, we are trying to do that. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't seen us on YouTube, if you're watching us from Facebook, make sure you check out our YouTube channel. All of our old shows are on there. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. But what else did you want to talk about?
Well, we teased this on our Wednesday night teaser. Snitches get stitches. Snitches get stitches, right?
You know what? And this snitch seems to get bitches too.
Stitches, or do they? This one's talking an awful lot of smack, and it doesn't seem like he's gotten any stitches out of it yet. So
no. And I personally hate this guy. I don't know why.
I hate him just because I hate
his stupid hair. I hate his stupid music. And hate's a strong word for me. I don't hate a lot of things.
Right.
But
yeah, there's three people that I know that I can say I hate, and everybody else I might just steer clear of.
Well,
but
there's three people I can say I hate, and two of them are in this room.
Are they?
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Back after this break.
Racist.
No, but bring it in. I know we've kind of left you guys hanging enough. There's a gentleman who just got out of prison. Snitched on everybody.
It's the rainbow-haired, tattooed-faced feller, right?
Fruit Loop.
The Fruit Loop.
Fruit Loop. Do we have a picture?
I think we have a picture of it. Let's see the picture of Takashi.
Where are you at?
Right there, yeah. Let's bring that one up. I see Takashi and Snoop. What's going on here?
Well, the guy who brought Snitching back, I don't know if it ever was...
Brought Snitching back.
Snitching back, right? The first thing he does when he gets out of prison, right, is starts... telling everybody, well, it's okay to be a snitch. It's okay to be a snitch. And I don't want to call myself Hood, but everybody else likes to call me Hood. But anyway.
You are.
See?
Oh, you heard
Why are you bringing up old shit?
Didn't you once as a club DJ in your formative years, didn't you once play a Janet Jackson song, and it started a fight where, if I recall correctly, an Asian feller started at the front of the bar and jumped up in the air with his foot straight out and pretty much made it across everybody to the back of the bar, kicked somebody, and then the bartender came up and said, "This is what happens when you play this rap shit."
Do you know how impressive that was?
I do know how impressive. I was there for it. Yeah.
It was like...
Yeah.
It looked like Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat. It was crazy. No, but Takashi 6ix9ine in the media again. If you like his music, then you are bleeding from the ears because his music sucks, right?
Yeah. If you know what, I don't want to ever turn listeners away, but if you like his music, our show may not be for you, because we're just gonna talk an awful lot about this guy in a not very positive light, I think.
Yes.
If you like Takashi 6ix9ine, there's lots of other content out there, and maybe
You know what? If you think he's hot, I get it. I guess people think Post Malone's hot, but I don't know. I guess you need to draw on your face a little bit to be like, oh yeah, okay, you're hot. But anyway, So back to what I was talking about. Takashi 6ix9ine, back in the news, he was actually running his mouth about Snoop. So you have the internet gangster talking to the old LBC.
Arguably a real gangster, both IRL and URL, which by the way, I have.
You Googled it.
No, I didn't Google it here. We have Roxanne said she just Googled it for us, and I got to pull it back up here. Universal Resource Locator, which comes to mean web address. So.
Okay. I get it.
I know it's funny because I know like what DNS stands for and what this function is, and we don't. This isn't internet talk, so we won't. But I appreciate that. Thank you, Roxanne.
So anyway, what Takashi came out and said, he's like, well, it's okay to be a snitch because, Snoop was snitching, talking about when Suge Knight was going through his court proceedings, last year.
Didn't they have the same lawyer, Snoop?
Yeah, yeah, they did. And Complex came out with a report saying that literally, quote, "Last time you said something, I ain't have time, but today I got time. You better get the fuck off my line," expletive. "Rat boy."
His words, not yours.
Yes. "You really better leave me alone. I ain't the one. No way. Go on, do you. Shit, get out my way, bitch. You funky dog-headed, rainbow-headed, dog-headed bitch. Yeah, you. Better leave the dog alone. Go find you a cat. Tom and Jerry shit. Fuck with the dog. Nothing nice, bitch, rat boy.
He said a mouthful, didn't he?
It's a little aggressive.
Well, I mean...
I think he was mad. I mean, Snoop took to Instagram. He took to Twitter. He went ham.
This is... I watched an interview with 50 Cent where he talked about, he appeared on a music video or two, kind of like a collab before this all happened.
He trolled poor Young Jock for so long.
And and 50 Cent was like, it's right off the bat, he's like, there's things that you don't do and that you don't say, and you can be about a certain life. And what he noticed right off with this kid, and I'm going to call him a kid because that's what he is to me, was that it was just gang, 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 and 50 Cent was like, no, I'm not gonna be for that publicly because they get you with the RICO with that.
Wasn't 50 Cent like G-Unit?
Well,
G-Unit.
Yeah, but he didn't openly claim things that would get RICO statutes brought against him, and I think that was the point he was trying to make. So this kid's going online and he's messing with the bull, and he's going to end up with the horns pretty quick, I think, Well, hanging from a tree and wondering, was it something I said?
Well, you can't say hanging from a tree, bro. You can't lynch the kid.
What the hell?
Well, I'm saying that's the okay.
There's a black person.
Cement shoes, Sicilian fishing trip. The point I'm trying to make is he's going to find him
a short pier.
Yeah, he's going to find himself in a spot and wondering, well, how did this happen? Well, you got a big mouth.
Well,
son.
I think that if he calls, well, you were a snitch and you were a snitch and you were a snitch. I have a daughter. She's 8 years old, and she can't wait to snitch on everybody, bro. For everything. It doesn't matter what it is.
I had to shut the tattletale down thing here because I remember that was like...
No, we shut it down, but she doesn't get it. She's like, to the point of like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to spank him? Do you want me to spank him? Like, does that make you happy to see him get spanked? Do you see him get in trouble?
Probably. Probably. Yeah. Right. Like the Germans have a word for that. It's called Schadenfreude. Like when you take happiness, you take pleasure at somebody else's pain. Like, yeah, I want to see him get spanked.
I want to check your URL history.
Now, URL history, which is going to be a bunch of crappy articles from Wall Street Journal and The Information.
Exactly, with people getting beat.
Dick shows.
Do the laugh again.
That was the laugh. You just missed it.
Do it again.
You're talking.
No, he can't repeat that laugh because that was a new one.
That was
real.
That was real.
Said it from my chest.
That wasn't even like
looking ass.
Yeah, that was
Trip to the Pig Farm. That was the one I was missing out. Thank you, Carlos. A trip to the pig farm for him, and that's where he's. I mean, it's where he's going to end up. Like, you're calling out some real true life OGs here, in my humble estimation.
He was supposed to go to jail for life. Ended up with 2 years because he snitched on everybody. And he snitched on everybody from the 9 Trey gangsters, the Gangster Bloods from Brooklyn, right?
I would be in witness protection if I was him. Like, what? Like, why are we even hearing from this fool anymore? I don't get it.
Why are you snitching? Why?
Well, to reduce his prison sentence, I would be my guess.
You know what's even more impressive, bro?
What's that?
Okay, Lori Loughlin.
Oh, I was just gonna say, here's somebody who didn't
Lori
snitch.
Loughlin, bro, she got killed. And if you guys don't know who Lori Loughlin is, if you ever seen Full House, she was Aunt Becky, right? Aunt Becky,
right?
No.
Aunt Becky.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna do
Aunt
2
Becky.
months, and her husband's gonna do 5 months.
But she was looking at serious time. Like they were getting beat up, right? So all she wanted to do was get their kids into USC. And my parents out there, if you know Aunt Becky, or if you have kids in general, you would do just about anything to get them into a good college. That's just the name of the game.
I feel like I get my kids to just get good grades and do what they need to do to get into college, but
still,
the hypocrisy of this whole thing is
there's a lot of good colleges.
The hypocrisy is about this whole thing is go to any college, go to any university in this country, and go to some hall there, and it's going to have some asshole's name on the outside. And guess what? That guy's name is on the or woman's name or person or whatever is on the outside of that building because they gave money to the school, and they probably gave money to the school so that their kids could also go to that school. So I think what she's guilty of is not giving enough money is probably what this came down to. Because there's always a scapegoat. There's always whatever the situation, there's always somebody that they're going to hold up and say, see, but so they went after the person that, donated a paltry $500,000 to the school.
Darn,
while the guy over here
only $500,000.
Yeah, while the guy over here giving $500 million to build a new music hall is his kids are there. You go, just go ahead and let him in, and I don't know, say he's on the swim team or he sails in a canoe or whatever it is, and then and that's what it is.
But because of budget cuts, that whole brand new theater they just built is closed because
right. Well, yeah, nobody can go in there. Program. I actually think her. I think that her lawyer is probably pretty smart because the way people are getting released from prison right now for certainly more heinous crimes than she's guilty of.
Like what?
I don't know. There's just people roaming on the streets all over the place that they've let out of jail for various things. I don't know.
Like
I don't
what?
know. Pick your crime. I don't know. I don't know. They've let 20,000 or so people out of prison for the coronavirus. So I'm sure she's not going to do 2 months.
Dude, the funniest.
Her husband's not going to do 5 months. They're gonna check her.
She's gonna walk in and out. She's not gonna change her clothes.
Who's that other? Yeah. Who was that other? Who was the other bank that they put in? She was in. She went to Santa Rita and they were talking about all the things that she has.
Orange is the New Black.
Oh, I missed that.
Well, that's a show, but no, the other chick that was the other one.
What's her name? Piper?
Whatever. Her husband was the guy in Wild Hogs, the nerdy guy on the Harley.
Tim the Toolman Taylor.
I mean, I can't. We're not supposed to be taking each other serious. God damn.
No, I get you.
Anyways, they sent her off to Santa Rita, and she was going to do like I don't know, like a week there, and they rattled off all the things that she got to do when she was in prison, and I was like, fuck me for living in California that my tax dollars are paying for like a day spa in a jail. Well,
it's funny that you say that, and you kind of mentioned Santa Rita again at the same time, and the two guys that got caught robbing the Costco and Tracy, $250,000, $250,000 in jewelry. I didn't know Costco had that kind of jewelry, but
yeah, it's crazy.
$250,000 in jewelry. One of them gets caught right at his house.
Costco.
At his house. The other one, that I'm assuming that the other guy snitched on him, was already in jail. I think they found his car parked at like the jail facility or something like that. It was, if I remember from the article, they located his car because it was parked at the jail. Carlos called you out. Felicity Huffman. Felicity Huffman. That's right. And then the husband's name I can't remember, but yeah, Felicity Huffman. She went to Santa Rita and got to like lay out in the sun and do all this kind of stuff. She was tanning. Yeah, at a prison, and I don't. What the fuck else are you gonna do in prison? Sit push-ups? Your ass in a 9x9 foot cell on a metal bed with a stainless steel toilet that you can piss in. I have one word for you. Well, half a word technically. Okay. Merca, yeah. Merca. Speaking of other people who can't keep their mouth shut, Joe Biden's in the news. Oh my God. Have you seen the Joe Biden thing? Bro. Old Joe. I can't stop laughing about this. Sleepy Joe. Poor Sleepy Joe. Poor Sleepy Joe. I feel like Who's seen this today? I want to know who actually seen. Yeah, let's just bring the video up before we get too. He was on Charlemagne the God. Yeah. Hold on, Scott. He was on Charlemagne the God. Okay, and just watch the video. Yeah, sit your ass up. Let's pull him back up again here. I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black. Wait. Wow. That's strong words to a black gentleman that he has, and I don't. You don't know who to vote for. So for those of you who missed it, he said, for those of you who don't know who to vote for, if you vote for Donald Trump, you ain't black. You ain't black. And you know what? I have an opinion on that. You ain't black. What? I don't necessarily think that Trump has black America's best interest at heart. I also don't think that the Democrats have black America's best interest at heart. But I don't think that it's an old 80-year-old white man's position to sit and tell a black man on camera, on television, that he's not black. I understand, but here's so out of pocket. Here's white people for you. Well, here's my problem. Here's what's going to happen in the studio tonight. Shit. No, here's my problem with that. Like, you know what? It's not about white America and black America. It's just about America. If once people can realize that it ain't white America, and I'm going to make fun of black people the same as I'm going to make fun of white people, as fun as I'm going to make fun of Mexican people. But we're America. We're not white America, black America. Like, it doesn't make a difference. If you ain't shit, you ain't shit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you ain't shit, be shit. That's the best part about America. That's why everybody wants to come here, is because it's the only country you can be shit. Hell yeah.
Like the shit
I love
or
America.
No,
knee deep
so
in shit?
It's funny. It's funny. You know, you talked about that
Live
shit.
in America.
So I was watching like the Daily Wire with Ben Shapiro.
Mhm.
You know, yes, I'm a little bit conservative, so whatever.
Ben Shapiro impresses me a little bit more libertarian than conservative, more or
Okay,
less.
I'll suck that up. But it was the funniest shit I ever heard. Well, actually, maybe not ever, but funniest shit I heard today. Funniest shit I heard today.
Outside our show, which
Yes.
is moderately funny.
Which is moderately funny, right? He said all Biden has to do is go into his basement, get back into his coffin, and sit there for 6 months and shut his fucking mouth. And he will win the presidency for 2020. But no, he has to keep going to media, saying stupid shit, and on the worst resources possible. He went and seen Charlemagne the God, who all he does is roast people. That's what he does. That's what he's famous for, roasting people. All he had to do was sit in his coffin.
And he uses, like, I don't know if you've ever watched any of his, I call them the dire side chats, where he's in his basement with the fire going in the background, and every fucking one of these shows is an absolute calamity. There's some major mishap on every, it's like Three's Company, where there's just, every episode has something that gets to the end and you're like, I feel uncomfortable having watched this. Like, what's gonna, every one of those, and I'm like,
I believe we have audio from that, don't we?
Yeah, there was one. We've played it a bunch of times, but sure, let's hear it again.
And no sidewinding, bushwhacking, hornswoggling, crocker is gonna roll away biscuit cutter.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Yeah, old Sleepy Joe.
That isn't real. That can't be real.
But you know, I actually kind of have a theory right now.
Okay. Is it a conspiracy theory?
It's maybe along those lines. It might have some truth to it. Who knows? Time will tell. I think that Newsom's gearing up. Yeah, I think he's gearing up. I
For
think
the presidency?
You can't ignore what's been going on with Biden lately. If you're on the left, you can't ignore. The man's 80 years old. He's going to be 84 by the end of his first term. God forbid he goes to run for a second term. 88 when he gets out of office. Newsom.
For those who don't know, that's old as shit.
I mean, you know, and age is a number. I know people that are in, I mean, hell, I'm 40 and I've been eating the last couple months as like a child whose parents have left him for the weekend. What? I don't know, because I'm stuck here and it makes me happy. It's comforting, whatever. And I know people that, but you know, to that point, I know people that are, you know, in their 40s and look like they've got, you know, one foot on the banana peel and the other in the grave. And I know people that are in their 70s that I would have assumed they were in their 50s. But he's just exhibited himself to not be exactly all there. And I think Newsom...
Is he kind of there?
I don't know. I think Newsom's... you know what? Okay, you're the governor of a state on the West Coast. So explain to me why you're on all these national TV shows, why you're on The View, why you're on all these things. Why the hell are you
why
up...
are you on The View?
Yeah, why... I don't know. This is one of those. Why are you up at 6 o'clock in the morning... our time, when people, if they are going to work, are in their cars driving to work, listening to the radio, or, you know, sleeping off a hangover if they're not working or whatever it is that you're doing, or getting the kids up. Maybe it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Who the hell's up if you're not going to work? Well, you're on these shows because it's 9 o'clock on the East Coast. And you got to buy into that whole East Coast thing. You got to, if that's your thing. He's been asked about a run for president, and he always kind of puts some spin on it, and it just disappears. So, now you heard it. You heard it here. Maybe not first, but you heard it here. That I think he's.
That's crazy.
I think there's some backroom deals going on. That you know, November's not that far away.
When they do what the national convention is, when next month?
Next month, yeah.
Or August. I think it's August.
I thought is it August? I thought it was. Well, yeah, next month would be June. I thought it was July.
It may be July. So the Democratic National Convention is either July or August. I don't know, but. So you think that they're going to be like, "We're Joe Biden's sorry about your luck. Gavin Newsom, with your stupid hair, you're getting our nomination." You think Vodka Nancy has that much pull?
Think of all the gel that'll be sold. Shout out to David and Sandor, favorite too. You just got to throw that sound effect in there for
you
him.
Have to. You know, the crazy thing about the crazy thing about Gavin Newsom, whether you love him or hate him, like he got kicked out of San Francisco, the arguably most liberal place in the country. He got kicked out of San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. Then
he gets somehow miraculously, voted in as governor. And I won't call conspiracy theory.
Well, he voted
or
in as
whatever.
governor because we're in California right now.
But I mean, he beat Ted Cruz by what? Just a handful of votes. I think it was less than like 10,000 votes. It wasn't a lot. But I've seen all the recall stuff all over the place. So I mean, at least in here in Northern California, I don't know how they are in Southern California, but you see the recall stuff all over the place. And whether or not it's real or they have enough stuff to actually bring it like they did before. Was it Gray Davis?
Before Arnold?
No.
Yeah, Gray Davis was.
That's who got recalled, and it was
right.
for Arnold to get elected, right?
Yeah. Hooray. I have no time.
Get out of the job.
For people, I
thought Arnold was a better governor than Gavin Newsom.
Get down.
You know what?
Can you imagine how powerful we would look with Arnold Schwarzenegger as our governor right now? You guys need to shelter in place. Everybody would listen to that. Everybody would listen to Arnold. You need to get in your home. Shelter in place.
I don't believe.
Get down again.
Bringing up the word hate.
Get down again. Get in the house.
He pardoned a murderer at midnight. His last date, Arnold Schwarzenegger, because he was golfing buddies, and I think I may have brought this up on a show prior to this.
OJ?
No, Arnold Schwarzenegger pardoned a guy that was guilty.
He pardoned OJ.
No. He pardoned the son of his golfing buddy down the hall that had murdered two people, and he pardoned him at midnight after he had served 6 months of a life sentence. And so, I'm not. Pardon's one thing, but you know what? Fuck Arnold, and I don't speak on the show too much like that.
That's every president. That's every governor.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
I wish I had the information up in front of me, but it was a pretty dastardly deed, and the family had really gone through a lot. The family of these boys,
because the Pelosi Newsom family is so.
Plus, the last part of his name is just racist.
I don't know if Pelosi has anything to do with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but
no. But I'm just saying, like, because the Pelosi family and the Biden family, like, they haven't been in the media for doing shady shit, right?
Yeah.
How many billions did he send to Ukraine to get his son not not in jail?
I don't know. It's crazy politics, but hey, we have a new segment coming up after the break. Our producer has a grime idea, gears kind of thing. It's going to be a lot of fun. So,
Tianica,
let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with that after.
We'll be back.
All right, we're back on the Dick Show. Richard Mixon, DJ Riches.
What's happening?
Miss Producer Tiani.
Woo!
AKA Tianica.
AKA Tianica.
AKA
so,
Monkey Manhandle.
Yeah. Our
why? Because I'm no.
Our lovely producer, she has opinions just like everybody does, and
her opinions aren't always popular.
Don't laugh at me, guys.
They're not always popular.
Do not laugh at me.
You know, I thought
no, this show is about making people laugh. That's the whole point we started doing this.
It's about laughing at people and with them and whatever. As long as we're laughing, I don't really care if you laugh with me or at me. As long as you're laughing and you hit that subscribe button.
People laugh at me all the time. My eye don't work right.
Don't be talking shit.
And you like to tilt your head a lot.
Yeah, I got taco neck, Phil.
Yeah.
You remember? Like, that's how old I am. I'm old enough to have that taco neck. I have taco neck. It does. It happens.
So, anyways, I don't know if any of the viewers have caught on, but we like monkeys here at the RMS Studios.
You like monkeys.
Myself
like
and the producer likes monkeys, and so
we have to buy them out the store when we pass it by.
Yeah, we
what's the fascination?
We pride ourselves in being a stuffed monkey rescue.
Yes.
At the RMS Studios.
It's a little scary.
Is this
Why?
scary? They're all well. One of them's a little bit of a psycho.
Haven't you ever seen what was that? What was the movie?
They don't come alive.
Planet of the Apes. I've seen Toy Story. There's been 4 Toy Stories where they come alive, bro.
Oh yes, this one is alive, basically. Cheeky.
Don't even say that.
Cheeky.
Although I'm not gonna lie, when we got the first one, Bobo, that's sitting right there at the microphone.
You named them all.
We name them. I've lost track of the names of them at this point. But Bobo, I remember because he was the first one.
That's the big old monkey behind you?
I came in one day and the Cheetos bag was empty on the floor, and he that orange stuff all over.
It's called Cheetle. They actually have a name for that.
Like Don Cheadle?
No. The Cheeto dust? It's called Cheetle, bro. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I know what URL is, and I know what Cheetos does, but that's pretty crazy. I don't even know what to say about that. Cheetle. Who came up with that name?
Cheetle.
That sounds like a Hallmark card kind of bullshit.
My question is, okay, so you get Cheetle from Cheetos.
Yeah.
But if you eat Doritos, you still get the same kind of dust, right? Is it Dorito?
I always end up with like orange all over my crotch after I eat Cheetos.
But you know, Cheetos actually, during the shutdown, they actually started selling. You can actually buy Cheetle. Like, you know, you get the popcorn, the white cheddar, nacho cheese flavor. You can buy Cheetle.
Oh, to add to your popcorn. Yes. Fuck me, I'm going to go buy some of that tonight.
Fuck you.
Someone's going to Amazon right now.
Right now. Oh, and you know what else they have on Amazon?
If you guys sell out the Cheetle, I'm going to be pissed.
I don't know if there's a name for this or not, but you can buy, not Captain Crunch, was Lucky Charms. You can buy the freeze-dried marshmallows in Lucky Charms in a big-ass, freaking 10-pound bag. It's the same. It's so the same.
No, they sell Lucky Charms, just the charms.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
No, but they sell in the box, it's called Just Charms.
But it's not the same. You got to have that wheat.
I don't know if I ordered. It wasn't called Just Charms. It was called something else. It was like a knockoff one. So maybe
about the knockoff, bro.
To the Amazon.
It was on East 14th. It was on East 14th, and you seen it.
Anyways, Manhandle the Monkey. It's a new segment that we are doing now. Where Tiani tells us about things that bother her.
Now they told me nothing about this segment, so. I'm excited. I'm excited about this. So I'm watching this as you guys are watching.
Okay,
we kind of told you about it, but we haven't.
Let's cancel this one.
Go ahead and bring up the computer. Let's watch this.
Is she wearing a turban?
And now, what really manhandles my monkey?
What's that monkey's
Tiani
name?
Ramirez. No actual monkeys were harmed during the making of this podcast.
I wear my face mask in my car so I can virtue signal in my neighborhood.
Keep your distance. Ugh.
Hey, you do what you got to do.
Hey, I didn't have a face covering.
Oh, calling him out.
I'm confused as hell by that photo.
That may or may not resemble Scott. I wish they would put sand in our skate park.
That fool. Challenge fulfilled.
Have a good one. You too.
There we go.
What do you guys think? Did he fulfill that challenge?
I absolutely did. I had to go in the store where other people were, and I had to talk. I believe that was fulfilling the challenge right there.
Of course
Absolutely, it was.
I'm not necessarily sure that we. I'm not necessarily sure that fulfilled the challenge. So I have a second challenge for you.
Wait,
No.
That fulfilled the challenge. I had to go into a store. You clearly saw there was a customer there.
Well, technically, it was a store. Yes.
There was a guy behind the counter. There was a customer standing over there, kind of chuckling. I spoke. I spoke twice.
No, you can't call Tiana a customer in the store.
No. There was a gentleman standing there that wasn't filming it and that was watching.
I still have a second challenge for you. So I got hit up.
You have to get your challenge out of the way first.
That's
Speaking.
No,
let's talk about your challenge. Let's talk about your. No, we got to talk about your challenge. Yeah.
So before because you get a half. You get a half for that one. You get a half for that one because you kind of bitched out on that one.
No, there was a hole in my mask, and I went to a store.
No, it was, but you were scared. I could tell.
I wasn't scared. I winked at the camera, and I was laughing. How could you tell I was scared? You couldn't see my mouth.
You get a half. So I have to tell you this. So I had several people, because it was more than two. It was more than two, so it was several. Right?
Rayanne likes it.
Reached out to me personally to say I have a challenge for Scott this week. Because for those of you who know me personally, my birthday is next week. It's a big one. I'm going to tell you how old I am. I'm going to be 40 next month. 40 next month. So during all this COVID stuff, there was some great deals going to Vegas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we all booked a trip. All of my friends. I even have friends that took time off specifically. I'm going to be there for your birthday. But my co-host here, Mr. Mixon, refuses, or he doesn't refuse. He tells me every week, next week.
We're going to go.
I got you.
We're going to go. We're going. I'm going to be there.
I challenge you next week to book your trip.
What day is it?
June 25th through June 29th. We will be in
I thought it was the
Las Vegas.
14th. June 25th?
Okay. So we're going right up tonight.
Yeah, we can do that.
No, so I challenge you.
Okay.
By next Friday, I want to see your confirmation.
Let's talk about your challenge.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes. I love it.
This needs to be worn in a store, and this needs to be worn in a grocery store.
With a mask on.
And filmed.
I'll wear that shit at Costco.
With a mask on.
At Costco. Costco counts. Large store here. I even put a little, it's fashionable. I know you like white T-shirts, so it's a white tee. In fact, I had to order a 6-pack of these, so you can even have the other ones to go with it, because I'm your friend. Here you go. There's your challenge.
That's an easy ass challenge, though. So he has to wear a mask though too, right?
Yeah, he has to wear a mask with it.
Okay.
So
he should. He's going into it.
So because I gave you guys a difficult challenge to, God forbid,
I feel like that's
Vegas
a difficult challenge. You got to wear a shirt that says I tested positive on it. I mean, it'll be funny, It'll be funny. I'll have a laugh. See, Eddie said, "Let me know when and where he'll film it."
Oh, bro. We're going to Costco tomorrow. Come through, Eddie.
That sounds like a plan.
You have to wear a mask at Costco. What else we got?
I had a note on here about Newsom cutting pay to first responders, but man, we've just been on the Newsom. Yeah, we've been on the Newsom kick so much, and it's so political, and it's.
That's your boy, right?
It's not my boy. It just drives me a little crazy.
What, Newsom or?
Actually, kind of just the politics right now, because everybody's so divided. I'm pretty libertarian, and I think both sides suck ass. And
we have people on Facebook right now saying, "How do I get one of those shirts?" Shout out, Kenny boy. I got you, bro. I got you.
It wasn't too hard to make. A little iron-on transfers, and 10 minutes of my time with an iron, and there we go.
Oh man,
I just gotta have the technology for it.
I have like 4 people like, where do I get one of those shirts? We might have to put a Dick Show logo on.
We might get a little side hustle right now. A Dick Show logo shirt, and it says I tested positive with a Corona bottle, because it's very open ended.
Yes.
I tested positive for what?
I'll buy a beer for everybody I see at the bar next week wearing one of those shirts with our logo on the back of it.
Yeah, you should wear it to your birthday party. I think that's pretty funny.
Done.
Yeah,
I'll wear that shit to the airport.
I'll wear it to the airport. There we go. All right, that works. Oh man! Shout out to Rochelle and David watching the show again. Yes. We're gonna come up with a name. We got to come up with a name for our people who have been like the ride or die people that have been with us since the first show.
We got a lot of them. We got Rayanne Kabaskin checking in, Kenny Boy, Carlito out there checking in from Vegas, Justin. We got Jeff Hunlock checking in from Seattle. We have a lot of people out there. Steph, what's up?
Stephanie, and I see Kenny, and I see Zachary.
Yeah, Eddie Santana used to be from San Francisco.
Zach just said Karen's head will explode if you wear that shirt.
John, and John.
Yeah, we got several Johns. Big D.
Eddie.
Yep. Well, yeah, I think that'll be a fun shirt, and maybe we should make a couple of them for the trip. And we should all wear them because maybe it tested positive for the antibodies. Who knows? I was originally going to say I have COVID-19, and I thought that's a little, that's
too
mean-hearted. But
fuck it, we'll get in a fist fight.
Why not?
Because then we gonna
antagonize people.
Fist fighting,
well, that's family.
Antagonize people.
I can't be out there fighting.
Why? You can't fight,
bro.
What?
I'm trying to keep it cool this year.
Yeah, she'll kill a fool if she's out there.
What? 2020 already did it.
Masks and gloves will be flying all over the place. It'll be.
That's the Costco parking lot.
It'll be
anyway.
crazy.
You been to Costco lately?
Freaking crazy.
Have you been to Costco lately?
No, I stopped pretty much right after this whole thing kicked off. I decided to start ordering my stuff on Costco and just stay the hell away from there. That line was just so intimidating that I couldn't.
The line's not so bad anymore. But
that's good because at Home Depot I can walk right up to the front of the line and cut in front of them. But there's no Pro Rewards membership for Costco. You either have to have a sledgehammer and take diamonds out of there, or your ass is waiting in line.
Right. So no, there's more. What do you think? Okay, this is going to be our poll next week. Is there more gloves outside of Costco in the parking lot? Or people wearing gloves.
See, that's why Tiati brought that up. Like that people who litter just irk me anyways. It's not. And this is I don't want to go off on a burner tangent, but this is kind of something you learn when you go to Burning Man a lot. When it's a pack in, pack out, and if it's single hairs on the ground, you get dinged for it. I'm a dirty hippie. A couple weeks out of the year. Why not? But
Burning Man.
Trash is your trash. It's not somebody else's stuff to deal with. You're not entitled. You're a piece of shit if you don't pick your gloves up and throw them away.
I agree.
If you don't put your damn shopping cart back in the cart corral, and if you put the fucking toilet paper on the roll backwards, you should be publicly executed. Is my
David checking in from Facebook. I like your idea. We're not going to charge you guys for them. I think we should just make some shirts and just give them
T-shirt giveaway.
Yeah.
Maybe once we start taking callers, like call number 11, we'll get a free shirt.
Nah, shirts cost money, so
too crazy.
That ain't happening.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's a wrap for the show tonight. So we thank you all for joining us, watching this crazy show. Join us and make sure you know what. Next week we're actually let me tease us a little bit. We're going to have a guest on the show. We're going to have a good friend of ours.
Are we going to have live callers next week too?
I'm going to try. The live caller thing is starting to turn into the cone of silence for anybody that's ever watched Get Smart. Every time we think it works, it's like, nah, it's a terrible idea. It's a technical, weird thing that we have to do. But yeah, we're going to have a good friend of ours who's a mobile mixologist. He's going to be on the show. He's going to show us how to make some kind of homemade craft cocktails. Because even though bars are kind of open, there's still people at home drinking, and I think it's
before we close out. That's kind of a big deal right now, right? Stuff's starting to open back up, and I know they announced this morning that stuff can start to open back up. Dine-in restaurants, all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
a couple bars are open right now. They're
Rusty's open in Tracy, y'all.
Yeah, it's a little questionable. These bars are opening because only restaurants are supposed to be the ones open.
And I know I want to go too. Tiki is open. There's quite a few local places that are
the Tiki bar in Modesto.
What is the other one? Here?
That's a gay bar.
No, there's fun. There's Leia's.
You want to go to the Tiki bar?
Leia's is open, y'all.
I've never been to Tiki bar.
Oh, that's a gay bar. But
is it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice.
But hey, if you want to go there,
Zach checked in on Facebook, called out Tiki.
That's why he probably called it out, so that you would say it. I see where we're going here.
Tiki is cool,
Got him.
Yeah,
no, but
mission accomplished.
Rusty's, Leia's. I mean, there's a lot of places out here that are starting to open up. Mm-hmm. I want to get out there. I mean,
I don't know if it's the right time yet to do that.
Are you scared?
I want to go tonight to one of those bars.
Yeah,
I am.
Johnny's ready. She wants to go.
I'm going. Mask off.
I'm not a big go to the bar and drink unless I'm DJing there. I like to go play pool and stuff like that. But I'm not.
I have the same problem.
Yeah, I have friends.
No, but I have lots of friends. Like we go out a lot of time. But I understand where you're coming from. As a DJ, like if I'm standing there around, I'm like.
Mostly it involves and other DJs that are watching us, Eddie. I know you feel me on this. Mostly it involves. What whack-ass shit is that guy doing up there? Why have we been stuck at 101 BPM for the last 32 songs?
Yeah, why is that guy playing on record box? What the fuck is going on?
You don't have to be a DJ.
Serato. Who's still using Serato to play house music? Why does he have a computer up there? What an idiot.
What's going on? I don't
know. I don't get it.
But still, you guys be safe out there. We'll see you guys next Friday night. We have a special guest.
It'll be lots of fun.
See you guys next week.
Yep.
A dick like mine, dick like mine, dick like mine. Works every time. Dick like mine, dick like mine. A dick like mine.